Travis would be good still. So, since Joseph Smith, Jewish, learning of the Jews from the Book of Mormon, not Christian, why then did Brigham Young change the name to Christian, but keep Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon, and even though editing to become Christian, why keep Joseph Smith? Why not just start his own church, take the people of Salt Lake Valley here as a Christian church? It's Albert Pike who wrote a letter to Giuseppe Mazzini back in the 1800s, late 1800s, in which he's talking about 3 world wars that are going to be caused by the Illuminati. The Illuminati is symbolized by the inverted pentagram, as they have other symbols as well. They are not Masonic. They infiltrated Masonry, but they've also infiltrated other groups and governments as well. That's their whole intention, is to infiltrate, rise up in number, take over leadership positions, then destroy and start new. That's what their intention is for the whole world. And so when Brigham Young has Joseph Smith and Hiram murdered, the Nauvoo Temple got the inverted pentagram put on it because he's part of the Illuminati. Even though he was through Scottish rites, the Illuminati symbol is not Freemasonry. And so Albert Pike is saying that he wants, for the Third World War, to destroy religions. He has plotted to have Islam, which is the religion of Muslims, go against the Jews, Zionists as it's called, and so that they fight it out between each other. Whereas Christians, he's got something else in mind. And he does talk about a social cataclysm and a origin of savagery and of the most bloody turmoil, such that there will be war and bloodshed for that as well. But after the bloodshed is over, the Christianity, will be disillusioned. How? Deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration. Jesus has failed them. War has occurred. So what are Christians looking for? They're looking for the second coming of Jesus. Just like Mormons, second coming, Latter-day Saints, Jesus, the belief that Jesus is coming. But it will fail. Well, why? Constantine, Joseph Smith's first vision. He's not Christian, and Jesus is the abominable Christ. Not the abominable snowman, the humble bumble, but the first creed of Christianity. Constantine creates Jesus as the Christ, turns the Gospels into literal history, and screws everything up. And this is what the Illuminati seeks to destroy, because of the atrocities that Constantine had created through Christianity. He had even effectively got Islam to change so that Allah is in the plural as a singular. That's from the Trinity that Constantine created. And even the Jews, when they have Elohim, singular, but in the plural. I came from Constantine. None of those are correctly translated. And so Constantine really did a number on religion. And so what you have then is, with the failure of Jesus, the pure doctrine of Lucifer would then come out. And Christianity is destroyed once and for all as Luciferian doctrine, which Moses chapter 4 tells us exactly how it's going to be run. And so, how? There needs to be an understanding from, I did have that up, it is still up, okay, need to leave that one up. Chapter 38 of Ezekiel. Bruce R. McConkie put in the chapter headings. The battle of Gog and Magog against Israel shall usher in the second coming. The church knows this. They're from Brigham Young. They know that Joseph was Jewish and are still perpetuating Christianity upon Mormons. Jesus will come amid the war. Because Bruce R. McConkie is all about the Messiah series. As Jesus, not according to the learning of the Jews. And so the church knows about this. And I've gone over The Way to Perfection by Joseph Fielding Smith Jr., page 290 and 291 in the version that I had, where it says that Lucifer is going to give the keys of government to Jesus in the church. Which was kind of shocking that he would say something like that. But, nonetheless, when will they do this? When is the second coming? Well, the redactor of Matthew put in, no man knows the day or the hour, as he has the day and the hour in his text. It's all over the place. But how do we know this? You need a sign in the heavens that gives you a star date. That star date was given to us by John in the book of Revelation. You have the start of the latter days in chapter 12, verse 1, and 2 and 5. Because of the Joseph Smith history, changes the sequence, moves 5 to verse 3, making it part of that sign. And then also throws in some Jewish knowledge from Kabbalah about signs in the heavens. And there appeared a great sign in the heaven in the likeness of things on the earth. And so then you see a woman clothed with the sun. This ain't literal. This is in space. This is a star date that's being given to us. And this star date is 23rd of September 2017. Even China knew it. They were making t-shirts. I bought one. And so now, this being the start date, birth, then you go to death for the end of the latter days. That's Revelation chapter 19. With Jesus on his flying horse, the last day's wedding supper feast of the Lamb, which has in part to do with the sacrament of communion, as Christians understand it. For Mormons, it's just the sacrament. And saw the heavens open in verse 11, and behold a white horse. And so then you get to verse 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun. That's an eclipse. This is a star date. This is the time frame from which this Illuminati is going to do their work. And you can already see they've already been doing it. The election frauds, a virus, and other things. Joseph Smith warned about the virus. Section 45, verse 31. China still refuses to this day to allow people to know the origin and cause of the outbreak. But this is confirmed with the stories of Samson. Samson, as I've gone over with you, Shemesh, son. The N at the end means king for persons, kingdom for places. Sun, king. So you have deaths, solar eclipses, that are being talked about in the stories of Samson. The first one was the lion. Yeah, the month before, 23rd September 2017. August 21st. Yeah. Monson's birthday. Interesting timing. 2017. The total solar eclipse. Where did it go over? United States. They know this information, that it's the United States where this will take place. This is where they're planning it. And that's why the Book of Mormon warns us about this. And so you go to the Book of Mormon right in the very beginning. Talked about the learning of the Jews, language of the Egyptians, the sun god Amun. But then you get Lehi. He's talking about the heavens being opened in verse 8. He sees God sitting upon his throne. Oh, Revelation chapter 12, let's move to verse 3. And then you see one descending out of the midst of heaven. Oh, 3rd Nephi chapter 11, verse 8. Yeah, talking about the death sign that they see in the heavens. The Book of Mormon is telling us about the warning. And I've gone over it with you with William Morgan needing to finish the book to warn the people. That's what the church was about, was warning about the latter-day threat. And Jerusalem being destroyed by Babylon. And so, even Doctrine and Covenants, section 1, verse 16, even Babylon the Great, which shall fall. That's talking about how they will collapse as well. And so what they're doing is the church is embracing Christianity to say, hey, we're just like Christians, so that when this collapse, this destruction of Christianity occurs, the church will take with Christianity that they've embraced, along with Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon, all wiped out, gone. The Danites having fulfilled their mission and finished the work. Now you understand why I'm here? Now you understand why the church is pissed with me? Want me dead? Want me silenced? Want me gone? So, yeah, this is pretty serious stuff, and it's unfortunate the Mormons get angry when and don't believe when I warn them, hey, we're Jewish, we're not Christian. But they won't listen, nobody believes, and here everything's happening just as predicted, just as plotted. So, yeah, time's running out. We're 2022, and we've got until 2024 now. So 5 of the 7 years have come and gone.